So what's your plan regarding specialized mechs? One of the things that we see in Battletech, as soon as we move into medium, heavy, and assault class mechs, where now you have some tonnage where you can start mounting multiple weapons. You can start really developing out a weapons platform. And what you see in a lot of mechs is the idea of focusing a little bit on each range. And as we move into the heavy and the assaults, a little bit more on the close range. A perfect example, one of my favorite mechs, the T-Bolt, the Thunderbolt. You've got the long-range missiles, so you have something to do on the way in. You've got the large laser to push out some more damage. And then as you close, now you have the machine guns and you have the medium lasers and the other weapons on there. So a little bit of something in every range, but really once you get close, that full effect on there. Now we also see some mechs that are specialized for a very specific role on the battlefield. An example of that would be like the Vulcan anti-infantry, or something kind of crazy. It's on there in the tech specs. The Charger, right? Here's a scout assault mech on there. All those small lasers, there are variants that bring it into a full assault mech, but all those small lasers are suited towards that role of being a scout. Then we see some specialized mechs. Another one of my favorites, the Longbow, where now you have the tonnage and you're putting that tonnage, that weapons platform, into long range. Another example might be the Jaeger mech. Rifleman is a ranged mech, but I consider that a little more multi-purpose than pure range. With these mechs that can push out a projection of force, many hexes, while they're specialized, their role is a little bit easier to play. And that doesn't mean without challenges. It's a little bit easier because at least your opponent is going to have to cross into that field of fire on there. When we see mechs now, so that's kind of the framework of setting it up. Now we see mechs that take their tonnage, take their battle value, and put it into short-range weapon systems. An example of this, another mech that I really enjoy playing, and I've been playing a lot, along with my Valkyrie, trying to get in the pilot hours on there, literally, the Javelin. This is a lighter mech. It has 2 short-range missiles, 6-packs, curiously, in the torso area. So now you can run up, punch, missile on there. And while certainly it's not an assault mech, it's got some really close-in bite. It's a lot of fun to play. But here's the challenge with short-ranged, short-effect mechs. You have to get up there. And while there are certain mechs that will literally just be able to outrun you, say like the Spider, other mechs, as you move up close, they're going to get a couple of free shots off. If they start backpedaling, they'll get a couple of more free shots off. Not to mention some other stuff that your opponent might send as blocking units or speed bumps, interception type units on there. A Hunchback is another great example on there, although the Javelin is a lot more polarized based on its weapons platform. The Hunchback, you're there to deliver that AC-20 on a medium mech chassis. You've got the lasers, sure, but you have to get up there. So the challenges on the checklist here that I find, and how you fill this in to make that happen, is going to depend on battle value, going to depend on what you feel like playing, and other options in your list. The first thing is with these specialized mechs, say like the Javelin, or did I say Blackjack? The Hunchback on there. Hunchback, the AC-20. It's playing the Blackjack too. Too many jacks on the table. You can't lead with it. It's not something that moves its way in first. You need to have a force pushing forward, and it could be mechs, it could be vehicles, where you occupy your opponent. You keep them busy. You keep them engaged a little bit. Yes, they're aware of what's happening with your second units moving up, but at least they're engaged, whether you want to call that skirmishers or some way to make that happen. The second aspect is, can you physically use the board to trap your opponent? If you're playing on a hex map, the corners really are not where you want to be. You want to dominate, if you're playing on a hex map, the center of the hex map. This allows you to radiate out. This allows you to have places to go, things to do. You get caught in the physical corners, it's harder to escape. It's harder to escape. You're going to have to pull young guns and just blast out of there with that. So those are the challenges that I find in playing these very, very short-ranged specialist mechs in any weight class. And you need something in your list, something in your Battletech compendium to lead with, to trap your opponent with, and to deliver that 1-2 punch into it.